Hello viewers, I'm Red2006 and I'm very pleased to have you join me on the latest leg of our scenic tour through the Johto region in Pokemon Gold version. As a quick recap on our last day's adventuring, I went on a Pokemon catching spree and found many new friends, including team member Centret. We encountered, battled and defeated the infamous youngster Joey and his top percentage Rattata, and we wandered into Dark Cave to see absolutely nothing. We're starting out on Route 31, where we've been relaxing for a while. Welcome back to scenic Route 31, ladies and gentlemen. We can grab a couple of items before we head off. I hope you've enjoyed your time relaxing here, because it is quite a beautiful place. As it happens, I've been doing some training. Ruby, as you can see, is level 10, and Torture and Dash are level 11. I'm going to be making sure Ruby gets to level 11 because she'll learn Rock Throw. We have one more opponent to face before we head into Violet City. This is Bug Catcher Wade. Wade is worth talking to for his phone number because his team evolves early. You can get some decent experience out of it as you go through the game and the rematches build. Good for training lower level Pokemon. Anyway, Ruby can make short work of these Pokemon. Weedle is his strongest by 1 level. Like a lot of bug catchers, he seems to believe in quantity over quality. That said, the best bug types in this generation are particularly hard to find, and of course we managed to get poisoned. With Heracross you have to headbutt specific trees and the formula is kind of awkward. With Scyther and Pinsir you're going to have to do the bug catching contest, and there's no guarantee you'll catch them, especially if you're going for a winning score since you need them to be at full health. Later on, I'm probably going to show off a whole video. I've almost got a whole video of the fiascos in the practice recording trying to do the Blasted Bug Catching contest. Suffice to say, I'm convinced it's rigged. And not at all troubled by poison, let's see if we have an antidote. It's odd how poison works because it actually damaged you after the conclusion of your turn. If you defeated an opponent, you didn't take poison damage. This was kind of like how, in Generation 1, you didn't have to recharge if you KO'd an opponent with Hyper Beam. This made it pretty broken. So I will grab Wade's phone number so we can rematch him and hopefully get some good experience out of it. And away we go. There's one Pokemon I have to find here. Or I'd like to find anyway, but we're going to see a lot of it. That's just a Metapod, but I'll take it out with Ruby. Get her to level 11. Rock Throw will be handy for the upcoming gyms. I'm not going to use her against Faulkner because that's pretty easy. And I'll see how I go against Bugsy. To be honest, Torture should be able to take care of them, but she's there as a backup. Very nice. Now let's cut to when I find that Pokemon. Okay, no need to cut. Next encounter. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Spotlight Pokemon for today. I know there will be way too much involving Bellsprout in this episode, but bear with me. Bellsprout and its evolutions are based on carnivorous plants of the Nepenthes genes, with Victreebel being recognisable as a pitcher plant. Several Pokédex entries for Bellsprout also mention it eating insects. Bellsprout does have a lot going for it. Its attacking stats are quite high from the start, and it can spread status effects quite well, allowing it to support a team. Access to strong TMs like Sludge Bomb and Giga Drain will let it do a lot more damage to opponents. These are necessary to cover its poor move pool. Outside of the aforementioned moves, its best damaging attacks are Acid and Razor Leaf. Don't worry about Slam, it just sucks. While you will need to trade it back to the Kanto games should you want Victory Bell early on, doing so gives you access to a fairly versatile Pokemon, even for all the trouble Grass types have in Johto. I can recommend using it. And for the second spotlight in a row, one of my shiny Pokemon gets a mention because I do have a shiny Victory Bell. I probably sound like I'm bragging. So let's try and catch it. Trust me, you're going to be seeing a lot of this. So, I do apologise. Bear with me and we'll get through it. Probably should have used it here again. Well, we'll give it a try. Actually caught it. Very nice. Bellsprout, the flower Pokemon. Even though its body is extremely skinny, it is blindingly fast when catching its prey. So we're not going to nickname Bellsprout, we are instead going to head on to Violet City. We will need to come back to Route 31 a little later on. Before I duck into the Pokemon Center, let's go on a little tour around the place. Down here is a house where you can trade that aforementioned Bellsprout for an Onix. If you didn't grab Geodude, and it looks like you might struggle with Faulkner, Onix will help out that much anyway. Wait. Rightio, I'm recording on a Tuesday, so that's right, he'll actually tell us about the bug catching contest in this generation. That's a nice touch. I'm obviously not going to be able to get there, but I'm going there. This is Earl's Pokemon Academy. It's the trainer school of this generation. You can go there if you want, but I'm not going to worry too much. I will pop inside to show you what it looks like. Fairly standard school setup, really. And the blackboard will teach you about... status changes. It's been too long since I've been in here. Don't think you can get any items? So we'll move on. It's a lovely little lake here, and another one just near the gym. Head up here and you will find Sprout Tower, which will be the focus of today's episode. Lots and lots of Bellsprouts. This building is the gym. A little nondescript, sadly. The remakes had much better designs for things. The Pokemon is here, and if you head down this way, you can get to Route 32 without going through the ruins of Alph. If you head up this way, you will be able to get to Route 36. It's mostly cut off, which I will quickly show. The gatehouse to the ruins of Alph is down there, and if you head along here, you will see Sudowoodo is in the way. We'll get to that later. This guy here tells you about the tree. He tried to punch it. It didn't go well for him. So there's our little tour of the place, set in practically amid a forest, with a couple of beautiful lakes nearby and the massive Sprout Tower. We will heal our team and then head on there. If you visit the Sprout Tower at night, you will be able to catch Ghastly. Because it's a ghost type, you will need to bring a couple of other moves so you can at least damage it. It is worth catching because Gengar is a very strong Pokemon regardless of generation. But we are going through the Sprout Tower, where we have a bunch of old men using Bellsprouts. It's not going to be interesting, unfortunately, but I will try my best. The Bellsprout over 100 feet tall. I nearly said 1,000. Okay, I'm not going to try and do any voices like that. We can get an HM here. It is the HM Flash, which is unfortunately useless most of the time. Used on 2 occasions, Dark Cave and Rock Tunnel in Kanto, but If you were playing the original games, you could navigate Rock Tunnel if you really knew what you were doing. You didn't need Flash. Anyway, let's talk to this crazy old guy.
Hello there. Would you like to join the totally legit and not a scam in any way Venerable Order of Bellsprout? For the low, low price of all your money, you too can achieve spiritual enlightenment and happiness. Or would you rather battle? Battles seem to be annoyingly popular.
So yes, those 3 Pokemon are all Bellsprouts. Oh crap. This is not Ruby's forte. This is Torch's job. Should be a pretty quick level up. I don't have Ember, so it will take a while, and I do apologise for that. Mostly, it's just going to be making small talk while we take down Bellsprouts, really. I definitely should have come here with Ember in my moveset because it makes it so much easier. Chikorita can at least tank those moves pretty well, much like Torchic can. It's going to be a tougher time for Totodile. You will need to get it to a pretty good level so it can at least knock out the level 3 Bellsprouts with a single scratch. That wasn't much trouble for me when I did this the first time around, because I only used Totodile. My very first playthrough, I soloed the game with Totodile. It's pretty easy to do, really. And we are nearly done with this guy. Couple more tackles and we're done. It kind of sucks that Vine Whip isn't particularly strong. It's handy for you when you're facing them, but to be honest, as I mentioned, it really doesn't give Bellsprout much to do.
Oh, I'm too weak. I wish they'd give us stronger Bellsprouts. We should be able to afford it. I mean, we scammed those those celebrities very kindly donated their money to us.
Get away from the mad cultist and get a Paralyze heal, which won't be useful for a while. Head along here, and before he spots me, I had better remember to switch Torture out front.
Hello there! Would you like to join the totally legit and not a scam in any way Venerable Order of Bellsprout? For the... Oh, you just want to battle, don't you? Why are the kids these days only after the HMs? No respect, I tell you. No concept of spiritual enlightenment. Always materialistic.
More beating up Bellsprouts. In fact, that's pretty much the title for this episode, A Plethora of Bellsprouts. You do indeed have a lot if you have a plethora of something, but you have too many. It's not just a lot, it's definitely too many. Oh, critical hit, just to liven things up, and we have Ember. At last we have Ember. Though I'm probably going to wind up switching to Dash. Get a little bit into him because he's going to level up fairly soon as well. This one, we're going to burn. And isn't that satisfying? Probably shouldn't linger on that.
Get out of here, you ungrateful little brat!
On we go. Head up here for another item. X-Defend can come in handy. Usually I just sell those. So we will switch... And away we go. Hello there, young man. Would you like to join the totally legit and by absolutely no means a scam...
Edmund, get it right. My name's Barry. Edmund, get it right. You know what'll happen to your kids if you don't get it right. Oh, sorry, would you like to battle? And would you like to donate all your money? Please donate all your money. They've got my kids.
Fortunately, Dash seems to be able to take care of things pretty easily. Having same type attack bonus on the moves really helps. But otherwise, it's pretty similar. And there we go. Another one down.
Well, thank you for your time.
And we're finally at the top floor of the tower. And we can get a potion.
Hello there, young man. Would you like to join the totally legit and not a scam in any way venerable order of Bellsprout? I have something important to tell you.
Oh hello, we have a much stronger Bellsprout this time. He must be one of the important people in the cult. And Centret's kind of slow, so... But we have quick attack, so that doesn't matter. Nice work, kid. I'm with the feds. I'm trying to bust these guys. Don't tell them. Keep roughing them up. I'll do the rest.
Hello, young man. Oh, just another opponent trying to find the HM. Kids these days. You know, we really have to work on our marketing pitches. You know, the bit where we sort of emphasize that we're not a scam kind of puts people off.
I know they're trying to do some serious damage to me, but it doesn't help if they're about to go down. Should be trying to hit as hard as they can. But yeah, Dash is level 12. I'll have him take on this opponent, and then we can take on the Elder, and I will use Torture against the Elder. Yes, here on this channel we sanction use of torture against the elderly. I seriously don't regret making that pun.
Let me guess, you're just here to battle, aren't you? It's alright. To be honest, I'm getting sick of this place anyway.
And again, a slightly stronger Bellsprout. Obviously this guy is the second in command. And that one's not going to last very long. It's actually bothered to fight, and didn't do much damage. And taken down. And we have Hoot Hoot coming up, a bit of an oddity. They must have realised we were getting incredibly bored. I mean, that's 12 Bellsprouts we've ploughed through. 13 overall if you count the one I caught earlier on. I think we are officially approaching too many We're not approaching too many Bellsprouts, we have encountered too many Bellsprouts, a disproportionate amount of Bellsprout for one episode. Yeah, best to use Quick Attack because Centric is slow. Much faster as far as.
Just go ahead. I'm not gonna bother stopping you.
And I will... before I do, there will be a cutscene.
You are indeed skilled as a trainer. As promised, here is your HM. But let me say this. Please don't expose our secret to the world. I'll give you a bribe if needs be. We do have plenty of money. We've earned donations from plenty of celebrities. But you're quite a harsh trainer.
He claims to be the Elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokemon.
Three question marks, used an escape rope. And we can find one here. And I will switch Torture to the front of the party. The Bellsprout escapades are almost over. So, let's go and talk to the Elder.
Hello there, young man. I take it you haven't come to join the totally legit and not scam in any way Venerable Order of Bellsprout. You're just here for my HM. I guess they're right. We really do need to change our advertising campaign. Anyway, let's get down to the battle, shall we? I mean, if you've beaten all my underlings, you're probably going to beat me too. Same team and everything.
But let's take a little moment to appreciate the pun. In this version, his name is Sage Lee. Somebody who is sagely, is wise, and experienced. In the remakes, he does have Elder as his trainer title. Elderly. His team pretty much burns all the same. That makes the 14th Bellsprout this episode. And here's Hoot Hoot, which is actually his strongest Pokemon. Might be a reference to the fact how most cultists are actually hypocrites who don't really believe all the stuff they preach. Congratulations, Hoot Hoot, you know what Cyndaquil looks like. Okay, we might need to put another Leer into that. Or try Ember, but to be fair, Hoot Hoot has reasonable special defense for an early game Pokemon. It still does more damage. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, really. Yeah, we got this. As they said in Zelda 2, if all else fails, use fire. Great advice. Well, not really great advice. It was meant to tell you that certain enemies could be defeated by the fire spell, which basically allowed you to shoot fireballs in the same manner you shot sword beams when your health was full. Taken out of context, it kind of encourages pyromania. And there we go.
All right, you win. Take my money and take the HM. To be honest, I'm getting a bit sick of this shtick anyway.
So, we have HM05, which is Flash, and which is mostly useless in battle. We will be exploring Dark Cave later on. For now, let's get out of here. There we are. Use the escape rope. You can encounter Rattata, but it's not particularly common. And by that I mean the encounter rate doesn't seem to be very high. So let's heal our team, and we will take a breather for now. Take a while to wander around Violet City, find out a bit about it. I will meet you next time, when we're ready to head into the Violet City gym and take that on, even if it is a bit underwhelming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you came along, and I do apologise for the plethora of Bellsprout forced upon you. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next instalment of our scenic tour through the Johto region.